I would say this is probably like the most humble group of people that I've worked with, and they genuinely want all of us to succeed at our mission.
We always talk about, let's find our tribe, let's find our people. And it's always really hard to find those type of people that you can connect with. And I think at Midland Shared Spaces, that's exactly what we do.
There are things that happen just when people come together. Anytime you're in conversation with people, that's when the good things come. That's when the real world gets shared. And I think that's really what this building does. It brings people together in our community.
The mission of Midland Shared Spaces is to enhance nonprofit efficiency, provide back office services at an affordable rate, and foster collaborations that better serve the nonprofits and people of Midland County. To really understand where MSS started and how it all came together, you really have to talk to Mark Palmer and Vicki J.
I believe it was in early 2011. One of my colleagues at that time came to me, and she had just attended a conference. Her name is Cindy Vara. And Cindy came into my office and she said, we just learned about this idea of shared space.
Midland was exploding. I think it still is, but Midland was exploding. And what that meant to our nonprofits were increased demand on services, sometimes decreased funding opportunities, and definitely more stress on survival on our overhead.
That conversation continued to grow, and we became interested in the collaborating element of having a shared space. And what could we do to create an environment that was conducive to people talking to one another, to sharing ideas, to having memorandums of understanding with each other where they use each other's services.
I think it raised the professionalism. I think we saw ourselves differently because we were in a professional environment. I think others saw us differently because we looked and felt professional. And then it was almost, in some cases, one-stop shopping. People would come and realize what other services were available in Midland that might not have otherwise been brought to their attention.
We could not do the work that we do without the incredible leadership and visionary people that have been a part of MSS. From those early days through our current board leadership, who have the ability to look outside the box and really look forward into what our community needs, what our community of nonprofits need.
I love that we're capable of providing affordable office space for the nonprofits in our building. I love the aspect of shared resources, whether that's space and/or services. And I love the idea of maintaining a space where nonprofits come together to collaborate with ideas. I love that by being involved with MSS, my efforts of support not only affect one organization, but many.
So we started out as just really focusing on the building. So all of our tenants receive fully dedicated office space. They're fully furnished spaces. All of the furniture and the computer equipment, everything that they possibly need to do their job day to day is available to them as part of their tenant lease. They've also got 7 meeting spaces, 2 workrooms, 2 break rooms, and they have total access to those spaces, which if you think about taking all of our tenants, 12 different nonprofits, and breaking them up and building a building for each one of them, you're gonna have to have meeting rooms and a workroom and all of the things, and it just adds up. And what we're able to do here inside the walls is consolidate. We're able to be more efficient and effective, reduce costs. They all have the same quality access without having to have those things times 12.
When I first joined MSS, I had just received our 501c3 status. Up until then, I had previously been officing out of my makeshift office. They had a computer, a printer, an office chair, and a willing heart to make a difference in the community, and that's all I had. So when I arrived at MSS, I was very grateful to have my own office space.
And what we do here at MSS is we don't do their jobs for them. They're already doing great jobs in the nonprofit. We just enhance that. By giving them access to all of these up-to-date tools, this beautiful space, they're able to do what they were already doing just a little bit better.
A lot of people just aren't educated on MSS exactly. They see us just as a building, and we're a lot more than that. Space is great. That's where we started. It's where we learned how to do it great, and then we moved into the IT, which was our first service that we offered.
This has been such a game changer for our organization. The most basic level, the printer breaks, email stops working, our website goes down. I'm not the one troubleshooting. And that sounds so simple, but when you're small and you're, one of the only administrators, you wear a lot of hats, and a lot of times that takes away from your mission. So those hours saved for small organizations that can't afford IT on our own are just like directly poured right back into the mission of our organizations. And I think that is one of the reasons that we've been able to grow.
And in 2020, it was time for us to really take a step forward, which was also pandemic. And so it was really an interesting time because not only were we already starting to look to step out the walls, we also saw a lot of nonprofits that were suddenly having to work from home. And so it really was just an opportunity for us to solidify the decision that IT services was something that was absolutely necessary in the community. We've gone from serving the 12 to 13 tenants in the building to now serving an additional 12 to 13 nonprofits outside of the walls. A big part of our mission here at MSS is collaboration, and we have to also model that. If we're going to ask others to get involved in collaboration and do that in our community, then we should also be doing the same thing.
One of my favorite accomplishments MSS has made during my tenure is the collaboration between MSS and the Recording Library of West Texas, who is one of our tenants, to create the State of the Nonprofits podcast. It's a podcast giving space to discuss all the things nonprofit related, accomplishments, hurdles they're facing, advice.
You kind of forget that all these problems you're having, everybody else has. And I think it's really easy to get bogged down in the day-to-day minutia of like the grind of what you're trying to accomplish. And being able to be around so many other people that are also passionate about the mission of their organization and trying to push forward, I think it just kind of gets you out of this negative mindset and puts you into a mindset of, okay, everybody else is going through this. If we can all move forward together, then we can get out of it.
Tenant Social started very early, and it's just been something that's grown and has become such a fun opportunity inside the walls to really just let people enjoy themselves. When you sit at a table with somebody that you don't work with every day, you have an opportunity to learn who they are, to find out who they are, where they come from, and what they're doing. And in those conversations, it seems like it's a big social activity, but I can guarantee you a lot of the collaborations and program support and peer support is happening at those tables every time we come together.
I also love that MSS has developed a website hub for nonprofits in our region. It's called West Texas Nonprofits. This is a website that the people of our community can use to educate themselves on nonprofits serving our town, as well as find where they can get involved, volunteer. It also contains an event calendar so you can be in the know of what's going on where.
It's really challenging to find passion around back office services. Not everybody is cut out to be a board member at MSS because we don't serve direct clients. We don't feed children. We aren't saving puppies. But what we do helps the agencies that are doing those things. And we have an incredible group right now that is really pushing the envelope and seeking out new opportunities and ways in which Midland Shared Spaces can grow and meet the next 10 years and find out where we land when we hit 20.
It really was a labor of love.
This project was a solution for nonprofits in our community.
They're rooting for you. They want you to succeed because when you succeed, then others succeed.
I really don't think we would be where we are. I think we would still be here. I think we would still be working our butts off to, put ballet out there in the Permian Basin, but I definitely don't think we would have been able to accomplish the huge things we've done in the last 4 years.
I feel like, telling the MSS story, it is about who we serve. It is about the people and the community that we build together. But we aren't the ones that are making these incredible efforts in youth leadership or in youth sports or in the ballet. But we like to be a part of that. And we're really proud and very grateful for that opportunity.